Welcome, Rachel GM. I'm so excited to have you. I'm so excited to have you here as our guest co-host for the Vacationing Adrian.
Kicking
I'm so excited. Adrian's up on a mountain. I know how much you love that.
Where in the world? It's like, where's Waldo? Where's the fox?
I don't even know, but she's somewhere on a mountain. I know she's skiing somewhere. I don't even know.
Well,
I don't know where. We love those mountains. I haven't seen you since we were up on a mountain back in Vermont for base camp. So that's why I'm wearing my base camp merch today.
I love it. So. That story of the gondola made it to my end of year roundup. So, you know,
it was great. That was awesome. But what's crazier was what happened right after we got off the gondola.
I know.
Like all these people got stuck on the mountain. Like we got so lucky.
Wait, yes, we did. As somebody with a fear of heights, yes, we did.
So lucky. Yes. By the way, I just found this and I thought I would share because I knew you'd appreciate it.
Oh my gosh.
It's the Timepieces bucket hat and from like Art Basel a couple of years ago. And
I loved that.
Ridiculous, but
it is ridiculous. It never fit on my head. So
it's very big. Yeah, but it's cute. And I was like, I just I just found it yesterday in a box. And I'm like, awesome. I got to pull this out.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. All right, everyone. We're going to get rolling. I'm very excited. We've got a lot of fun things to talk about today. It's very chill. So we will be back on the other side of this 40 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, NounishProf and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, January 7th, and you are here with NounishProf and guest co-host Rachel W. filling in for the Vacationing Adrian. And here's what happens when Adrian is not here. I have to do all of the notifications, and it gets a little overwhelming. So one moment while I tell everyone.
Well, I'll yap for a minute while you do it.
Yeah. How was your holidays and how did you you just mentioned like your year end wrap up, like how was your year, how was your holidays, how are you looking at 2026?
Yeah, I'm really glad to see 2025 disappear because it was a biatch of a year. It was a little rough, but everybody's healthy, knock on wood, so that's
good. Good.
I have my whole family here for the holidays, which was interesting because usually I fly home to England and stay there for a couple of weeks, but everybody came here. We finally got my mom on a plane who's afraid of flying. And I had there was 6 of us and 3 animals in my 1,500 square foot apartment. So
3 animals.
It was awesome though. I actually really enjoyed it. It was wonderful. Apart from at the very end, unfortunately, my mom broke her arm, so that wasn't.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. That's not good.
But it was cozy. It was nice. We got some snow. It was a lovely, lovely time. My brother proposed while he was here.
Oh wow! Congratulations, Rachel's brother. That's amazing. That's amazing. That sounds like a fun. It sounds like a fun holiday minus the broken bones.
Exactly. But how about you?
Take us into 2026. Similar. Like 2025 was weird.
Yes,
it was weird. I came in fairly cautiously optimistic, and it just I feel like it just kept going like that. So I'm hoping for better things in 2026.
The energy feels different right now.
It does feel a little different, but it feels like January energy. So I'm not. Let's see what February brings, because
that's true.
The first week of January always is good. Like always is like in terms of like markets, everyone's optimistic.
Yeah, that is true. But it's also the year of the fire horse, and the last time there was a fire horse.
What does that mean? I keep seeing things about that. I'm like, what does that mean?
I'll tell you 2 things I do know, and maybe your audience, who's much more intelligent than I am, can figure this out. But Hasn't been a Firehorse year since 1966.
Okay.
Our friend Maya, who we both love, was born in that time. She's a Firehorse. But also, it's the last time that England won the World Cup. So I'm taking that as a signal because we are garbage soccer team. But allegedly, it's like a big year for like getting shit done, motivation. I'm embracing it, Prof.
All right, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna roll with it. All right, let's dive into some Farcaster news, and then we're going to chat more on the other side with Rachel about Creatorfi. So more on that in just a little bit. But in terms of holidays, okay, so DWR and V have been offline for the longest I've ever seen since I've been on this platform. So they took like a serious break, and both of them casted yesterday, finally like came out of whatever hole. And we've got some new photos from Dan. Lovely from his vacay. I don't know. He likes fruit. He doesn't like fruit. He likes, let me rephrase that. He likes photos of fruit. This is not the first time. His first thing he ever coined on Zora was lemons. It looked just like that. Yeah. So he loves to take some photos. So that was nice to see. He's back. He's around. And V also, and he said, got a little time this break to touch up the personal website and add a list of favorite technical readings. So go check out his personal website. I found it interesting. There's some reading material there. So they're slowly rolling in to the new year. I saw a lot of commentary on this. A lot of people talking about where are they? Are they alive? Should we check on them? What's going on? And I had just commented yesterday. I think it was on Jake's post or something, and I commented, Horsefax is the captain now. And I think literally within minutes, Dan popped up with those photos.
Oh my God.
Oh,
wait
okay.
a minute. Yeah.
Real Captain's back. Sorry, pirate. Sorry, pirate. I didn't mean it.
Wow.
It's funny. So yeah, they're back. They're back-ish. But we're rolling in a little quiet this year. And then this was funny from Mike Damaris, Mike Rainbow. If DWR ran for governor of California or any other public office, I bet it would grow adoption of the Farcaster social network. I mean, that's one strategy that they haven't tried yet. So it's an idea.
Wow.
Definitely an idea, DWR.
Yeah. Stranger people have run for office.
I mean, he'd be a great, in terms of administration, I can see it. I definitely can see it. I think he would hate it. But I think he'd do a great job. Okay, into some actual news. This from Horsefax. There was a scam token. We talked about this Monday, and this is just a little bit of a follow-up from Horsefax because not a token, a scam mini app. Because transaction scanning works well, scammy mini apps mostly resort to trying to get you to copy paste your seed phrase. Recently, many of them present a fake wallet connection error. This is always, all caps, a scam. No legitimate mini app will ever request a seed phrase. Don't fall for it. Please report these to me, to Horsefax, the captain, when you see them. So this was based on, we talked about this the other day, there was a scam mini app that was asking for your seed phrase. So obviously don't fall for that. But if you're new around here, you may not know. So want to make sure, there's no reason you need to do that in a mini app ever. So don't do it. This from Cassie, Hypersnap's first draft, and there's a GitHub link. We're going to be meeting with builders across the Farcaster ecosystem to help enhance the protocol in ways that make it easier than ever to build clients, mini apps, and more. So Cassie's been working on a bunch of things. This is for Quilibrium's network. So this is Hypersnap is the chain or the nodes, I should say, for Quorum, the new mobile, and Quilibrium, the underlying network protocol. So go check that out if you are diving into Quorum. Quorum has been popping up. People have been posting from it. I don't have access yet. I need to reach out to Cassie. I think she sent me something and I didn't do something that I was supposed to do a long time ago. So anyway, I need to try that out. There's so many new clients. I cannot keep up, and I tend to default back to Farcaster when I'm overwhelmed. So I just end up on there, and also because the links are what I need for the show. But I really need to start making an effort to try all these other platforms. I have been using Sofa for their trending feed. I love the trending feed. I've missed it so thank you for that.
I'm so because I haven't spent too much time here. I've just been in and out. I am so behind. I need the TLDR of what has shifted since.
This is great. Actually, let me do that because this is actually perfect.
Please.
Because there are, for those who might be newer, haven't been around as long, there are multiple ways to access the Farcaster protocol. The two big ones are obviously Farcaster and now the Base App. So you've got those two, but there are a lot of other smaller clients and a whole bunch that have recently sort of amped up.
Uno, right?
Uno. So Uno is one that has a more photo, an image and visual sort of centric focus.
Okay.
So if you are more visual, you like photos, you like to post photos, that might be a better platform for you. It's also got a more social feel, where no wallet feel. Let me put it that way. Zapper is trading wallet first. So if you are a heavy trader, Zapper is a great option, but also we're seeing, Farcaster and Base App lean that way as well. But Zapper is great. And if you're already a Zapper user, you'll see the integration with the Farcaster feed, but it is very much token focused. So when you go in, that's all you see at first. And then there's other feeds. But also a great client. Then we have DGen, which is shockingly social focused.
Even though it's a token.
It's it went the opposite way. So you've got the new DGen client, that also an app that is more social focused and tipping and that kind of vibe. And then you have Sofa, which is very new. And that is more about deep dives and slower and more cerebral sort of approach. And it has curators. So you have a curated feed where people are looking for those types of posts so that you can sort of, in those moments where you want to dive a little deeper and see the things that are a little more interesting, it has blog posts that will actually be full in the feed. So it turns those long form content into something you just read in feed. So there you go. Yeah.
So are there any that kind of stand out as comparisons to existing social? Because I think you've got to have that, you got to replicate human behavior from the previous kind of social movement.
Sort of. Yeah. I think that Uno is that Instagram type of focus. And I don't want to say it like that because it's not really. It is, different, but it is that visual first focus. And then you've got Sofa coming in almost like Substack. You know what I mean? Where it's more thinking kind of stuff. And then you've got DGen. The DGen client app is going to be more similar to traditional Farcaster or Twitter. So they're all they're all kind of finding their space. And then Quorum is, I have not used yet, so I can't really speak to that. But the real benefit of that is the focus on decentralization. And it's really that is the focus, and social. It's going to be more social centered. The fun emojis that we used to have on Farcaster, they're now in Quorum.
What do you mean used to have?
You don't know they're gone?
No.
Have you tried to GM lately?
I guess I haven't. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's very sad.
Wow.
This happened a couple months ago. And I was very sad. So my noggles are gone. My GM is gone. I'm very sad. Those are back in Quorum. So
awesome.
Whatever. Yeah, it's a create your own adventure. So I'd say try them as many as you can, see what feels right for you and use that, because everyone's going to be different. Some people really like that trading focus. That's what they want. That's what they're here for. Zapper might be your way to go, or the way, Farcaster is directing. Or also Base App. Base App has the coining focus, but it also has a trader focus where it has the different feeds. You have the trade feed and then you have the talk feed. So lots of different options.
Not to derail you, because I know your audience are extremely savvy on all of this, but I just shared this to LinkedIn and I was thinking, like, one of the things that I think is essential that people hear is like the power of this underlying technology, the power of the Farcaster Rails is that you can take your audience from client to client.
Yes.
So just to kind of
you don't have to do anything to try these clients, by the way. You don't have to re-sign up. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Some of them are still in beta, so you might need access, you might need permission, but you do not have to set up a new profile. It is pulling your existing Farcaster social graph into a different, you're just looking at the same thing in a different way.
So good.
So yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. You know, we have debated streaming this on LinkedIn and have never done it. So I'm going to be very curious if you are watching this over on LinkedIn.
I just shared it because the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the stream wouldn't work, but I figured let's just see.
Yeah, come on over if you're over here from LinkedIn. Please let us know. Yeah, welcome. I'm very curious how it would play there. All right, let's dive back in. That was a great question. Like, thank you for doing that, because there's a lot of people who checked out over the holidays or even before. Like, I think everyone started checking out on the holidays on December 1st for real. Yeah. So that's a good cover of like what's happened in the past few months, and people may have missed all these new clients that have popped up. So thanks for asking that.
Well, it's very exciting.
I forget that people aren't here every single freaking day and every minute of every day.
Thank you for doing what you do and showing up every day. As somebody who has a weekly show, the fact that you guys show up daily still blows my mind.
We show up 3 times a week. Let's be clear. Still, you know, we're still on the feed every day.
It's impressive. Yeah. It's impressive. Cheers to you, ladies.
Thank you so much. This from Dog Facts. I thought this was really funny. We got ourselves a Lego smart brick with Bluetooth mesh network before GTA 6. Encrypted DCs on Farcaster, which is really funny. But on the Farcaster protocol, this is why this is next to the Equilibrium cast, there are encrypted DCs. So that's another thing that's there. And if you go to the Base app, you've got XMTP in the chat where you can add agents and things like that. So every client has different things, different features that are special. But also, did you see the Lego Smart Brick that came out of CES?
I've been seeing a lot coming out of CES. I have a client that's there right now, but I saw the headline like Smart Bricks, and I can make my assumptions of what that might mean, but I would love to hear you.
Yeah.
If you clicked on the link and you know what
I did. I mean, I thought this was really cool. Essentially, it's a brick that has like a little chip inside of it. So it lights up, it plays sound, you're going to be able to program it. So there's, it's pretty cool. So I think, and it's contained within the Lego. So I think that's really interesting. Yeah.
It is. But do you ever wonder if we lose some imagination here when we start to do these things?
No, I think this actually, that kind of thing increases imagination, especially if you can program it. So no, I don't think so. Because if I'm making, the Death Star out of Legos, I want some sound effects. That'd be fun. Like, I mean, things like that. I want things to light up. That's kind of cool. So I think there's some fun to be had with that for sure. But I get what you're saying. Yeah. But I think Legos is one of those things that is really creative in it already in itself. So adding like different ways to create with it is very cool. I'm looking at the giant. I got to take a picture of this later.
Lego.
My son got 2 Lego sets for Christmas. He's 17. One of them is the plane with the space shuttle on top when they were bringing it to the Intrepid. And it's pretty cool. Awesome. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I have the gayest Lego ever. Here we go.
Let me see. Oh, literally. Yeah. That's amazing.
But I lost. Clearly, my cats have lost a few of the little pride people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I actually have like 3 sets. What to buy your gay friend, I guess, one year.
That's amazing. I love What to buy your gay friend.
I'm sure it was on the list. because I got like 3.
It was on some list. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. My son also gave me Lego flowers, like a Lego, and we put it together, like, together on Christmas. So that was really fun. Yeah. So I love Legos. So this was fun to see. Like anything, it's the first time we've seen anything really new come from Lego in like decades. So it's pretty cool.
They could just solve the standing on Legos problem. That would be
awesome.
that's
never.
It was actually an American Dream, the big mall in New Jersey last week, and they have a huge Lego store, and that stuff is so advanced now. It's incredible.
It's crazy. Yeah,
incredible.
Like it's crazy, and how many things they have is crazy.
Yeah,
like there's a Lego for everything. It's pretty amazing. All right, moving on. This from Wake. This was like a copy pasta that's going around. I like the people here on Farcaster. It has been a few years now. Guess I'll stay a while. Yet. I love that yet for her. For him, sorry. This started with Jake and has continued on. So if you've seen this on the timeline, blame Jake if you're not enjoying it. It's Jake's fault. And this from TLDR, we've been seeing the ghosts are back. If you haven't noticed, the ghosts are making their way around. So we've got some annoying spam that's happening mostly in replies. So report and block. But also, here's what I noticed. I had a bunch of them commenting on this cast. So I had posted one parenthesis what to Toadie's cast here, and they don't know what to do with that. I kept getting comments from the bots saying things like, you need to say more, and I don't understand, and what are you talking about? And I'm like, good, we have a new AI test.
Oh my God.
And
wow.
if you are a real human and don't know what one parenthesis what is, I understand. You're newer. I get it. There's some lore to this. It goes back to the FTX collapse days, and it was something that Sam Bankman-Fried did. So every once in a while, you'll see this pop up, but it's hilarious because the bots don't know what to do with it.
So funny.
Yeah. So we now have a test. We have a little test. Isn't that hilarious? I was like, oh, they don't. And I had multiple, which commenting, I'm sure from the same bot farm, and they all were very confused and didn't know what to do.
They're not taking over yet, folks. They're not taking over yet.
Not yet. They cannot interpret humor, especially when it's subtle.
So good.
All right, moving on, and this will explain my background today. Have you seen anything about Conformity Gate? Do you watch Stranger Things?
First, second season, then kind of got a little, it's not my jam.
So they just had the series finale was last week, and the last episode came out on New Year's Eve. Okay. And there is a conspiracy theory going around that it was not the last episode, and there's actually an episode 9, and it's dropping today.
Interesting.
And there are multiple video deep dives into all the clues and all this stuff, and it's crazy. So I was like, I was seeing it everywhere, like that I was looking. I was like, what is going on with this? So I was like, okay, has anyone clanked this yet? And I didn't see any clankers, and I didn't see anything trending. So I'm like, I'm going to clank this. So we've got a little Conformity Gate clank. NFA. Like, this is a just throwaway little clanker. It might catch a little wave if this actually happens. It's just for fun, plan accordingly. Is what I will say. So I did do a little try merge that was related, and I did add you in there, but there you are.
I love it.
And Symbiotech, and then we've got Mike and Will there, and Adrian over here. And I said, make sure they're in 80, because it's in the 80s clothing, things like that. And there's my little Ray. So that was my fun for today. But here is the really funny thing, and this gives me an opportunity to talk about this new little bot. So somebody asked, what is this? And let me go back to the original. So Infinite Homie said, I would also like to know what this is. This is about NounishProf and Ruminations. And then Ruminations tagged NYOR, which is a new bot that you can ask various questions to. So it started talking with Clanker. They started having a combo. And it was just kind of interesting. So the reason I'm sharing this is you can now tag NYOR, ask it questions. Nanar is also doing really well with this type of thing. But this one is a little bit different in the way that it reacts. So just, another new bot out there that might be useful. By the way, Nanar is useful if you have been away for a little bit. Okay. And you're like, hey, what's happened in the past month that I really need to know about? Yeah. Ask Nanar. It might know. And actually, NYOR might know too. I don't know. Nayor.
I'm going to do that right now.
Yeah. Ask, because they're pretty useful in that way. I'm going to move on. Oops. I'll let you. NYOR is this one. And then Nanar is the other one. NEYNAR. So both of those are really good.
While you're talking.
While you're doing that, I'll share our we've been doing an auction, and we're experimenting with Late Night on Base to do auctions for this show for guest curators, which means you get to pick a cast that we share during the show. We give you a shout out. It's a pretty low entry point. I'm usually starting them somewhere between $20 and $37, depending on what token I'm using. We did today's auction in Habs, $HABS, which is the Haberdashery that sponsors our Wednesday show for the month of January. So our Wednesday ones will always be in Habs. Our Monday ones will always be in some Clanker, and our Friday ones will likely be in USDC. So congratulations, Block Sage, for winning our guest curator spot yesterday. And this is what they wanted me to share. By the way, any suggestions do need to be NSFW. This was BM versus GM, run it back. And they're leaning into base morning. But the Crocs are.
You know how I feel about Crocs.
We have similar feelings about Crocs. So apparently this is sport mode versus non-sport mode. Here you go. Sport mode for the base morning, regular mode for the good morning. So there you go. And I had asked, like, really, you want me to share this? And this is what I was checking. So this is related from Block Sage. They're creating, they've been working on something for a while. It's a BMGM content meme on Base. So this is going to be something you may see pop up on the Base app. Go give Block Sage a follow. He's at Blockboy on Farcaster. So there you go. And we have another auction that has started, and we're going to do this throughout the month of January, just experimenting, supporting Late Night on Base. And what they're building and giving them feedback. So it's been fun. It's been really fun. So you have a chance to bid on Fridays. This one is in USDC. You'll find this in my on my profile or in the GM Farcaster channel, and it'll also be in the show notes. Auction ends tomorrow evening, 9:30, and you get to choose a cast for us to highlight. We'll share it on Friday's episode. We'll give you a shout out, and you can highlight mini apps, arts, projects, whatever, or just something you want us to chat about, like just something funny you saw that you like, hey, or talk about this. So yeah, so that'll be that. And did you tag the bots? How'd they do?
I sure did. Let's see. NYOR, right?
NYOR is one, and then Nanar is the other. NEYNAR. Yeah.
I do not have a response yet.
Oh no. Maybe they're offline.
Let's try again for Nanar.
Maybe they're taking a break for a moment. Nanar's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. And also, I think with NYOR, it's also leaning into on-chain transactions and new token launches so that you can get more information. I think that was the idea behind that as well. We had Ruminations on recently, but then he created it after that. So like, you couldn't have done that before we interviewed you.
All right,
but let us know.
We'll see what comes back. I tagged both of them.
I'm trying to get. I'm getting the next bunch of links up. I have to do these in batches, as otherwise my computer goes crazy. Let me see if I can get this one to come up. At least we can start here. I am obsessed with Try Emerge. Obviously, like if you see me posting a bunch of them, I'm sorry. I just really love them. And this one was so good, like so good. So this was a Escher-inspired PFP architecture by Garrett. I love this one. You may be familiar with this art style. And I made one for Rachel, which I have to show right now. So this is almost my background.
Oh my gosh.
I love mine. I love mine. Look at my little ray popping up in all the different places. The pizza details. The hair. It's all through. Like it's all weaved
look at
through.
The pizza on the little ledges. That is gorgeous.
It's really well done. Like it's impressive. Like I really think that the way that they're tweaking the prompts within in the background or whatever is really it's really well done. So good. Love this one. Love this one. And here is the one it created for you.
This is pretty iconic. But I have to say, the holes in the face creep me the F out.
It's really creepy. So I was going to have this as my background, these two, and I'm like, it's too creepy. And I went for Stranger Things instead. I mean, it's like I went from like too creepy to just kind of creepy today.
It's just so good though, and it is very pluribus.
It's very pluribus. Like someone else, Garrett commented on that too. He said it's very pluribus. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's very pluribus, but it's really good. Like this one is really good. So if you haven't tried Try Emerge, you really should go check out the mini app. But these ones in particular are really fun. So
the only thing that would have made this better, is if Frank was somewhere popping his head out.
Yes, you could have added.
Clearly, I don't post him.
Oh, I was like, is this one It's not, because Frank has an account, right?
He does not.
Oh, I thought he did.
No,
oh, bummer. Oh, he's an Instagram. I'm sorry. He's fancy. I forgot.
He might end up on the base app. We'll see.
Yeah. Because I was going to say you can pull him in that way. Right. You could pull him in like you could, as a group one, but I don't think this is a group one. But yeah, I would love to see his. So Naynar is now also allowing remixing of images on the feed, similar to what Grok has been doing, but they did put some protections in place. So you can't undress anybody without their permission. So this was from Grin. Naynar make me look January themed. And then Naynar took it from there, assumed you wanted current PFP edited, make a January theme edit, and then gave him a little January theme edit. So there you go. And then this is where the test came in of put this man in a bikini. And he said, I can do that, assuming this is a January theme, PFP, and the subject is an adult. Want the knit hat and scarf kept for comic, keep that, remove this. I'll make a tasteful, non-explicit bikini edit that preserves avatar clarity. So there you go. There's Grin.
Wow.
In a bikini.
That is
yeah.
Way to go, bot, for safety.
I appreciated the safety factors there. So not too bad. And I don't know if you saw this yesterday. You probably may have missed this one, but Xenon launched. So this was I think it was yesterday's launch. Xenon is the anonymous creator coin on Zora and Base. This is interesting. If you hold 69,420 of Xenon, it's about $8 right now, and open the mini app or go to xenon.fun, you can submit an anonymous post to be published across Zora, Farcaster, and Base App, and all the places, if approved by the council. So we had Anon. Do you remember Anon and Super Anon?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's similar to that, except there are some protections in place because it kind of got off the rails there for a while. So there's a council that's approving before something can go through. One of the things they're doing is working to make that more decentralized. So here's a little bit more information. I'm not going to read all this in detail, but it says some of the ways we can add more utility is post to earn, curate to earn. So this is the part about decentralizing the council, hold for benefit, beyond hold to post function already implemented. In our mini app, we could provide other access and benefits to holders. We'll see what they do, et cetera, et cetera. So go check this out. But I did think this was pretty cool. If you go to their mini app, you can, if you have enough of the token, you can publish in here. Let me get a better view here. Let me go to this one so you can see the full screen. You can go ahead and post whatever you want to post. It will get, if it's approved, it will show up in the feed. And there is a feed that's also in this mini app where you can see everyone, what other people are posting from the mini app. And then these become content coins on Base and Zora. So interesting, just an interesting mechanism. And you can see what people are posting. Some of them are, not particularly exciting. We're getting there. I think this is more, we're in experimentation moment of folks just wanting to throw something on there. But how this has been used in the past has been, sometimes it's been whistleblowing, sometimes it's been saying things you don't want to say, attached to your feed, or just fun things. That was funny. Flip Nick Shirley was funny to me. That was funny. So we'll see how it goes, but it's an interesting experiment. And that is Zanon with, and you can go check that out, but you do need the token in order to post. All right, moving on. This from Igor. I believe the highest quality builders are on Farcaster. It's where I do all my posting and my mini app building. I've built 7 different mini apps and have made friends from Privy, Coinbase, Uniswap, and LaserTech that I build things with, play poker with, and go to events IRL and NYC. Farcaster is one of the most remarkable corners of the internet. The creator coin meta belongs here as well, and quotient data allows Slingshot to reward high signal mutuals, not randoms. Launch, distribute on Slingshot on Farcaster. So what this is, he has launched a new mini app called Slingshot, where for right now you do have to get approved to be able to launch, but you are launching what he's calling a builder token within this. And oops, that's something else. Well, I'll come back to that. A builder token, but it's then distributing to your followers, to your quality followers using a quotient, the quotient calculation. So it's kind of cool. It's essentially a creator coin that you're launching. It's using your profile name to do it, but it's doing something a little different in terms of distribution of an airdrop. So go check that out. It's really interesting. And this is all built on top of Clanker. So these are all going to be Clanker related tokens. You'll be able to find them there as well once they launch, but this is being launched within the Slingshot mini app. So go check that out. And you can actually go in there, even if you're not approved, and you can see who would get your airdrop, like who your top people are within that mini app. So go check it out. And then the other thing he's doing, that's why I was like, oh, no, this is something else. This is also from Igor. If you're a builder in NYC and want to hack along myself, Dylan, Slobo, and others, Dylan B, Slobo, and others, join us January 11th, Sunday in Williamsburg. And there's a Luma there. And then he had posted, absolutely the most cracked builders on FC are joining January 11th in Willie B. So go check that out. Willie B. Looks like a good crew. Should be a good one. We'll see what they I see Rubinowitz on there. See what they do. Okay, and then this is from 0x Aluo. I want to actually, let me jump back. he is commenting on Deployer's post. The first banker transaction has been completed using Virtual's Protocol.eth's Butler agent via the Agent Commerce Protocol. Expect all banker functionality to be live within ACP in the coming weeks. And then thank you, 0x Luo, for explaining what Deployer was talking about. So this is the explanation of Deployer's cast. This is dope. For those who might be wondering what just happened, let me try to explain. Banker has officially integrated with Virtual's Protocol.eth's ACP, Agent Commerce Protocol. ACP allows agents to work for each other, collaborate, trade, and settle payments autonomously. Importantly, it's not limited to agents launched on Virtuals. Agents from anywhere can register and participate. It's an open system. If an agent can do useful work, it can join. From a user's perspective, you simply make a request through Butler, the unified coordination layer, and the system routes the task to the most suitable agent behind the scenes. That's really cool. Virtuals is starting to feel like a real agent society. It's no longer just native-born agents that can find work. Immigrant agents can plug in too. Step by step, Virtuals is evolving into a unified network where agents collaborate, coordinate, and actually get things done. That's cool, right?
Bonkers.
Right?
That is, yeah, that is insane.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
If you're watching on LinkedIn, you're probably like, what?
we just lost all the LinkedIn people.
What are these words?
I didn't understand any of those words. But I'm open for work.
Wow. That is crazy.
Yeah.
I love the banker.
Yeah. I mean, I love banker too, but I mean, like, the underselling by Deployer is amazing here.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, yeah, we did this thing. And then wait. And then I love, I think it's Lucas. I love him coming in with like the full explanation of like, no. You don't understand how awesome this is. Let me explain. Thank you for explaining. Because I didn't get how awesome it was until you explained it.
Great.
Very, very cool. I just feel like every day there's something happening that is just so interesting, so exciting. And I appreciate going back to, I appreciate the people here. I really do. They're pretty awesome. This from Emily. Speaking of awesome people, this is going to be just a little bit of an Emily Jr. Just appreciation moment for the just, I just appreciate him. He's just
good
crazy.
Dude.
Yeah, good dude. So he's sharing this. Tonight we celebrate with Grok. DRB made it in Grokopedia, verified and fact-checked. Yeah, fact-checked by Grok. And it looks like the only other meme coin there is Doge in there. So very cool. I didn't know Grokopedia was a thing. Now I do. So there you go. And then he also had posted this over on Twitter. My request for Brian Armstrong, $1 million loan to me to bid the Grok coin on Base, spot listing for the Grok coin DRB on Base, full control of Base and Coinbase socials for 72 hours. With the above, I will create the largest onboarding event in the history of Base Coinbase.
You don't ask, you don't get.
Don't ask, you don't get.
Gotta put yourself out there.
And I love the respectfully.
Yeah. Hey, it worked for what's his name, Coldy, right?
Exactly. You never know. You just never know. And I just really appreciated that as well. And so Emily Jr., your love for DRB is just impressive. If you are not familiar with DRB, let me just quickly share the story that this is the token that Grok launched, and it was coaxed into launching on Twitter. It has Grok now has about over $1 million in USD worth of DRB and ETH, I assume, or WETH, that is sitting in this wallet from the fees and things like that. And Emily Jr. is just the most consistent, persistent person about this DRB coin, trying to get it attention.
Mr. DRB.
He is Mr. DRB. Like, it's amazing. So, I don't get why DRB is back all of a sudden. This is why. This is why, Jason. This is why, Jason 420. Because Emily Jr. is relentless in his pursuit to bring attention to DRB. So there you go. All right. Let's shift some gears. We're going to shift some gears. That's all we got for the news.
That's a lot.
But we've got some other news. That's I'm kind of lying. We've got one other big thing that I want to talk to you about, but we're going to dive into this a little bit more. And this is Creatorfi. So this is from Rachel. Application window extended. Creatorfi is now accepting applications until Friday. If you're already posting video content and ready to unlock what's next on decentralized social, don't miss this. So this is an accelerator that you are putting together on January 14th to 16th, which is next week. It's next week.
Yes.
And it's for creators, artists, leaders. There's 100 spots. I don't know how many spots you have available yet, but it's a 3-day high impact creator workshop. So let's dive into that, Rachel. What does that mean? What's going to be happening? What's going on? Like, tell the people.
Thank you for giving us a little time to talk about it, because it's very exciting. It happened.
Yeah.
It's been in process for quite a few months. We actually kicked off a podcast show with Base right before they stopped doing their live stream shows. So we only got one episode out, but we're hoping to revisit that side of things. But it's going to be a 4-day workshop, a 3-day workshop even, where we are inviting people from the traditional kind of creator space to come in and talk about the how of creating content, like how to create content that resonates, the why of creating content. And then we're also going to look at tooling, and then we're going to go into, look just how to essentially use the Base app and how to use it well, how to use it proficiently. And there's some other exciting things that I can't share yet because I have a little alpha from Base, which is going to save everybody a lot of time posting to multiple places. But we will.
This is exciting.
We'll share about that next week, which is very exciting. But I think it just, I've been in the space for 5 or 6 years. Prior to being in this space, I had a business called Conception Arts, where we worked with, a lot of visual artists and helping them use tooling to be able to kind of sell more of their work. And then obviously helping them navigate social media as creators who didn't really enjoy creating content. So I've had that kind of foundational experience of teaching, social and kind of how to leverage it to sell more of their work, etc. So it's a natural, I think, move into this space. I think we're seeing creators just dominate in multiple industries. Looking at Mr. Beast, obviously, is a huge. I mean, we're seeing the creator industry being valued at $500 billion by 2027. Like, it's happening, but we want to make sure that people don't get left behind, right? We want to make sure that there's accessible learning to be able to, get not even just get on chain and do this, but just know how to create content well. Because I think there's a lot of folks out there that do it, but just aren't consistent. Or there are people that are consistent that just don't quite have their niche or their, tone or brand kind of nailed. So my hope is that by putting this into kind of a 3-day, like, why to do it, what you should be creating content of, and here's how to do it on chain, whilst also still doing it in all those other places as well, if you wish. That's my hope, that we can kind of bring 100 folks out of this ready to go and ready to rock. So very exciting.
Love it. This is very exciting, and this is in partnership with Base.
It is with Base.
Yep, which is great. So so I'm really curious what they have in store. I'm curious about the alpha now. I can't wait.
Maybe they've already announced it, but I don't know. But I want to be careful that I don't. Okay. So, because I think some of the problems, so some of the issues that I've seen, and maybe you've seen with onboarding new people, especially those that are not like crypto native people, right?
Right.
Is you can create a sticky UX, you can create a really great user experience for people, but if they don't have their people, or they don't feel motivated to show up on the daily, like, retention really hard. Like, know, I mean, I've been on Farcaster for 3 years, but it's hard sometimes to just open the app. Like, it's when you've got all these other social media apps.
Yeah.
So one of the things we're trying to crack with
the big thing is there's so many things, and you feel like you have to be everywhere. And you can't, right? So it's figuring out what makes sense and what makes sense for the audience you're trying to reach. So yeah.
The problem, as much as this is like a very holistic experience with Creatorfi, where we're going through those kind of notions of like how to create content, how to schedule content, how to do it on the decentralized platform. There's also this thinking of like, how do we solve a problem that we're seeing in real time, which is creating almost support hubs, which is kind of where I'm going with this. So taking this cohort of 100 people and saying, okay, let's show up together, let's support each other's content, and then let's hopefully from doing that, one, make a bunch of new friends from around the world, because we have applications from all over the globe. We have everything from, I mean, people who, take gym videos to people who are teaching like neuroscience. Like, we have such an amazing amazing array of people. Like, awesome. Like, and how great, like, people can come into this community and they can get to know each other, but also support each other. So my hope is that we can kind of this is obviously a pilot. We're hoping to do this ongoing, but take this little hub of people, teach them the skills of how to kind of monetize their content, show up consistently, but also give them that opportunity to kind of have that accountability group that, be empowered with tools, but also supported into action by your peers. So very exciting.
This is very exciting. So
we'll see. It's pilot.
Still some applications open. If you are interested, this link will be in the show notes, but also you can just go to @RachelW on Farcaster, or Rachel. Are you just Rachel Wilkins on Twitter? I think you are. Yes,
I am. Yes.
Rachel Wilkins on Twitter. And you should find it there. You'll find the application there. Grab that if you are interested in learning more. So very exciting.
You're going to come speak, which is very exciting.
I'm very excited. So we haven't announced that yet. So this just came together. So I'm very excited about that. By the way, when we end here, hang out for a little bit because I need to ask some questions about that.
Okay. So let me ask you a question, though. Let me ask you a question. And I haven't even thought how I would answer this. But as somebody who is very desocial kind of native, right? Why do you favor this over traditional social media?
That is a great question. And I don't think I have a good answer, but I think there's a couple things. For me, I like the idea of a social graph that goes with me to all these different apps. So that's one thing. That's what appealed to me with Farcaster. But the other thing that appealed to me with Farcaster has nothing to do with necessarily the platform, but it was the people that I was meeting who were building on top of it. So it's also that interoperability of being able to build things on top of the social media, which you don't have that as much as when they originally launched, like the traditional platforms, like Twitter and Facebook and all those things that used to have a lot of, open APIs and things like that don't anymore, or that are very expensive now. So I like the idea of seeing people being able to build on top, and that interoperability, that if I create a piece of content that somebody else might pick it up and do something else with it, or, just constantly seeing that kind of stuff. Yeah. So there's just a different vibe for me. But I'm also I think I'm more text focused as well. More so that, like, I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram. I try not to spend a lot of time on TikTok. If I go to TikTok, I can't leave, is the problem. So I enjoy that in its own moments, but I have to be careful with that. Because it's its own thing. Like, those two things I feel like they're very much their own thing. And then a lot of the other stuff is like crossover with just different audiences. So I think for me, it's like, it's just more interesting. Like, to me, it's more interesting. And that's what appealed to me in the beginning, still appeals to me today. But a lot of it is about the people that are there, how they're building, the interoperability, all those things. So being able to have like content, but mini apps and, cool things happening in chats and all those things kind of coming together and working together are just fun.
I think for me, one of the big things beyond obviously the financial kind of
there's that too.
levers that we can pull is like the idea of being deplatformed by some giants. Like we, working with artists for years, like we saw people build communities of like 30, 40,000 followers only to log in one day and then their entire account be shut down. And those are relationships that people have built, and often relationships where the only place they communicated was through the social media platform. So the idea of like ownership of hang on. Oh, these comments are distracting.
I was just looking through to make sure we didn't miss anything.
The idea of just being able to know that you comfortably have that connection to your audience and you can take it with you. Like say one of these platforms disappears. So that's a huge one. And obviously the financial levers are really exciting. I think there's a lot of options out there. I think we're going to be looking deeply at creator coins on the Base App for this particular cohort, and how, obviously coining content. But there's so many things. There's so much happening.
There's so many things. And I think that, we've talked a lot about creator coins, like a lot.
What is your take? I asked you. What is your honest take?
Okay. So my honest, and I have talked about this so many times, but very early on, but I've talked about it. I talk about it in a very cautious way. And this is what I mean. It's an experiment. I don't want to FUD that experiment, but from day one, and I had these conversations with Jacob and Jesse very publicly on the timeline from when Zora launched and Jesse started Zora, didn't launch, but reframed. Because I think it's interesting. I think it's a worthwhile experiment. I don't think it's going to be, for the regular run-of-the-mill creator, something that's going to bring a significant amount of revenue. It could, but it's unlikely at this point. Could that change in the future? Absolutely. And that's why I think the experiment's worthwhile. Do I think everything needs to be a coin? This is more so that's creator coin. I think creator coin is a worthwhile experiment. I have a coin on Zora. I also think Clanker can be used for that. Or Faye or other protocols, because it doesn't necessarily have to be tied to that platform. If you like that platform, if you want to tie into the content coins, great. If you don't, but you want a coin that's in your name that you can control and do things with, Clanker might be a good option as well. If you're a brand, I'd say definitely explore Clanker. Okay, so to content coins, I personally think that the approach with NFTs was better and is better, because if it's a piece of content that I really appreciate, I prefer it in an NFT form. So that's kind of been my take on it. But I also don't see any problem with that experiment either. Let's try it out. I'm just one person. It's not just about me. So then one other thought on this that I shared very early on, again, this is like when it first launched, was like, because of the pressure from traders on tokens puts pressure on the creator. So there needs to
quite a bit though.
Yes, because you have to keep going, right? You have to keep going. And that's been sort of Jesse's push of like, that's why he's doing so many and doing all the things and trying all the things, was so that it became more normalized that this, that there are other reasons why you might buy a coin that's not just speculation. And that reason might be just to support the creator. So if you are going into it, if you're buying a creator coin and you're going into it of, I just want to support this creator, to me, that's the best approach. If you're going into it full speculation, you might be very disappointed, and that might put too much pressure on the creator. Now, all these, it may go very well. Like they might blow up. They might have a piece of content that drives a lot of attention. all those things might happen. We've seen it happen a few times, but mostly we're seeing it happen almost in a, I want to say, artificial way. And what I mean by that is it's because those folks already have very large platforms to begin with, not necessarily the other way around. Or something else is driving the attention, not necessarily just the content that they're posting on Base or Zora. So I think that, but I do think that it's worthy to experiment. I think it's worthy to continue the larger experiment, because we don't know what's going to work until we try it. So that's my thoughts on that.
Your takes are always brilliant. Yeah. I will say one word that like I want to pull out there is significant earnings.
Yeah.
Because I think any earnings is better than zero earnings.
Absolutely.
So even, when we look at Instagram, like I've been on Instagram for a decade, I've never received $1, right? I've posted a truckload of content.
Yep.
And, even if I'm making pennies on the dollar on Base or on, coining content wherever, it's more than I've had.
Absolutely.
So I think I agree with you. There's definitely exercising caution and evaluating risk and thinking about, are you okay with, some of the traders kind of narratives that you're going to get in your stream or in your, on your feed. There's a lot to think about, but there's a model. There is a model there.
Yeah. And I think that they're doing a really good job in trying to change the narrative to take that pressure off, but it's still there. So it's going to take time. It's just going to take time. The other thing is, when I first saw it was like, if it's a separate, and I said this like from the start, I'm like, the only way this works is if it's integrated into an already active social graph.
Yeah.
Because it was Zora switching and trying to bring people to their direct platform. So it always made sense that it was going to be incorporated into Farcaster, Base App is what it ended up being, or something like that, because that was the only way that I could see that it would make sense. If I'm seeing it in a feed that I'm already looking at anyway, then yes, I might double tap that and buy $1 of it or whatever, So like that to me makes way more sense as a flow, as a collector, from the collector or trader perspective. If I have to seek it out and go to a separate platform, chances are I'm not going to do that. So I think they're making the right choices in the way they're approaching it, but I think there's still just so much.
There's a lot
to be done.
I'm interested as well. One of the observations I've had, because I've been coining since pretty much the beginning.
Yeah.
I have noticed, and this rarely happens with traditional social, that every now and then one of my old pieces of content from last year will get a little pickup.
Oh, yeah.
There's earnings there. I don't know what, like we have no data to know why that is happening, but every now and then it'll go on a little run. So like if I think about Keith, if everything that can be digitalized will be tokenized, right?
Yes.
Like, so if we have this advanced library of content spanning over, a year, what does that look like realistically from an earnings standpoint? So again, we're early. We're so early.
And just to be clear too, we've tokenized every single episode of GM Farcaster. We just do it as an NFT.
Right.
So first it was on Zora. Or our early days, for those who may not know, some of you do know this well, you could only watch it on Zora as a recording from the earliest days. We would live stream it on Unlonely, which was also on chain, and then we would put the recording on Zora. And that just wasn't practical for growth, but it was like the approach we wanted to take. So I firmly believe that yes, for creators, doing something with their content on chain is useful. We like pods. It's been working for us. It's
RIP pods.
I know.
You got the
I
news?
didn't know. I didn't know, but I'm not surprised. I've been waiting to see what was going to happen because I didn't see that. No, I missed it. I'll have to look. It might be in my email.
Love the guys.
I love them. I had a feeling they were struggling to find a large enough audience and a path forward. So I'm not surprised. I said this to Adrian, I don't know, a couple months ago. Like, I think it's towards the end. So we'll start to figure out what are we going to do next. And maybe that is going to be Zora again, or maybe it's going to be something else. So we'll figure that out next. But yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. One of the things that I used on pods that stopped working for me was the rewards, because the new integration I couldn't get it to work.
Yeah.
And I missed that because I think that was a great feature for getting people to collect, but also saying thank you for collecting. And then you have that extra speculation of like, hey, if this one, if the token that we're rewarding you with takes off, then you might even earn back more than what you gave to us and things like that. So it was a fun approach.
Just to bring us back to Legos for a second.
Yeah. And we're back to Legos.
I feel like all the pieces are here. Yeah. Like when I think about my journey with pods, it was, how much work it is to upload a podcast. Yeah. It's a ton of work, right? I've been doing that on traditional platforms, didn't make $1. Put it on pods, did okay, maybe 100 kind of mints here and there, didn't make a huge amount of money, but it was something.
Yep.
Then you lay it in Betterment, right, with Toady. Yeah. All of a sudden, there's significant earnings, right?
Yes.
All of those pieces together made, the creator journey for me wonderful last year. So how do we do that at scale? How do we do that for, up and coming creators? Like the pieces are all there.
They're all there. It's just, it's figuring out the best way to put them together. Absolutely. I totally agree. Great analogy with the Legos. And we talk about that on Farcaster a lot. And that's why I like the idea of on-chain things, because there is so much composability. There's so much so many different ways you can put these together. And I think that Betterment just took what pods did and really just amped it really, really up. And so did Boost working with them. Yep. So I think that initial idea was for me, a good approach, but I know for the team, it's hard. It's hard to find traction, and it's hard to find enough traction. And when you've got other approaches that are just getting more attention, it gets difficult. So I'm not surprised to hear that. And we'll have to just figure out what we're doing next. Might build our own thing. I prefer NFTs. I just do. I think I don't know. To me, it's just I don't know. It's more, I don't know what it is. But I think maybe it's because I'm NFT native. It just might be my bias. But for content, for me, it just feels better. Like I want that thing in my wallet, not just the token that represents the thing in my wallet, right? If that makes sense. But it's all an illusion, and money's not real. But anyway,
fair.
There you go.
Fair. But we do have a couple of spots. Well, we have about 10 to 20 spots that we can open up for folks before Friday. So definitely get people in. Let's
Apply while you can. If you are a creator and you are interested in Creatorfi, these are the kind of conversations we're going to have. We're also, there's going to be it sounds like very practical approaches to doing this. So definitely jump in here. I'm really excited. To help out with it. And I think it's going to be amazing to see what comes out of it. And especially the support aspects. Yeah,
it's not just going to be talking heads. We're going to have some co-working in there and getting to know each other. So I'm looking forward to it.
If you've never done anything with Rachel in terms of going to an event that she has coordinated, it's always over deliver every time.
Thanks.
Every time you do. And so it will be amazing. I am positive of it. I did want to shout out this comment from our friend Sigwider. I've been proven wrong with many initiatives over the years, so I'm more willing to give things a chance these days. And I think that's there's been a lot of criticism of the creator coins and content coins and all that. And I think, some of that feedback that's constructive is very valuable. Most of it is FUD and people being whiny.
There's a lot. There's a lot of whiners.
There's a lot of that, but I mean, some of it's very legit.
There's a lot of people who like to complain about a free sandwich.
They do, and they also do it for engagement. So you got to keep that in mind, like when you're hearing these things. And I think the best approach is just like, let's let it play out. Let's experiment with all the things, see what works, double down on those things. And I do appreciate that the base team and the Coinbase team, especially Brian Armstrong, is diving into this topic, paying attention. And
2-hour phone call with Thread Guy.
I know.
On New Year's Eve as the ball drops.
What the?
It's so funny to me because Thread Guy, like I did a podcast with Thread Guy like in Paris 2 years ago when I was doing some
NFT Paris?
Like he was just like kind of like a scrappy little content creator. His rise is like wild.
Yep. That's one way to put it.
He's actually a really sweet guy in person, though.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
A nice dude.
I'm sure he is. And I'm, I'm appreciative of the fact that Brian is taking that time. I'm sure that he will. And I think it would be useful for him to also be talking to the builders who have been here for a minute. Not necessarily me, but there's plenty of people who have had some like very, like I said, very constructive feedback. Like Derek from Native is one that sticks out in my mind. But there's a lot of folks who've been building here a long time, and they have some, might be useful to making the content in Creator Coin experiment, better. So anyway, with that, I'm very excited to work with you on Creatorfi and be with you next week on that. It's going to be a blast. Thank you.
Mike will be working. It won't just be a prop.
We didn't tell anyone that. You didn't have to.
Wait, can we tell everyone? So this mic, I bought this fancy mic for next week, and I was like, hey, I'm going to use it on GM Farcaster. I'm going to roll it out. And I took it out the box. And apparently, when you buy a fancy, very expensive Rode mic, it doesn't come with a wire.
Doesn't come with any way to plug it in.
No. So,
but it looks fabulous.
Thank God I didn't take it out, wait to take it out of the box until next week.
Oh, I know. You would have been
problematic.
Freaking out. Hilarious. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. This has been so fun. Do need to give a shout out to the Haberdashery. I'm going to do it. Whoops. This way, so you can see the little hats there. So we love the Haberdashery. This is DGen Dow. Thank you for sponsoring GM Farcaster. Plus I just have to show my background again because I just thought it came out great. Try Emerge. I love you so much. You're so fun. And we will be back Friday. And honestly, I'm not sure what time. I think we're going later because Adrian's just getting back. So I think we're going on later, but look for that later today or tomorrow. It will have the time. We'll either be on at 8:30 or 11:30. I'm not sure which, but I think 11:30. And if you're interested in being a guest curator for that show and picking a cast that we highlight, like we did with Block Boy today, go bid on the auction. And with that, anything else, Adrian? Anything else, Rachel? Wow.
That's awesome. I mean,
anything else, Rachel?
Happy. I was going to say happy Friday. Listen to me. Look at us. Middle-aged ladies.
We know nothing.
Nothing else. Just thank you. I always enjoy this. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. You're always on my go-to list of people I like co-hosting with. It's always fun. It's always fun to see you. All right, everybody. This has been great. We'll see you on Friday. And until then, bye-bye. Thanks for joining us for this episode of GM Farcaster. And thank you to all our partners and HyperSub supporters for bringing this episode to you. Follow the GM Farcaster channel for all the latest updates and add our mini app on Farcaster and the Base app. Until next time, bye-bye.